This episode is about the Cargo Muchacho Mountains in the southeastern part of California, where there were a lot of mines started up in the 1880s, mostly deep shaft mines, but there were also some open pit mines too. And there is still one active gold mine, the American Girl mine is still active. And there are small claims, where a few guys come in and they would pick and shovels and the old method, and try to find gold. I believe most of it's just flour gold. I haven't heard of any nuggets being found here or large flakes or anything. But anyway, I'm going to take you inside. Where you can see this is a tailing pile of a small open pit mine right there. Very small operation, probably pick and shovel, just bucketing it out, one bucket at a time kind of thing. There's a lot of white chalky material. I'm not a geologist. Here's a piece and it has a lot of green in it, so it could be copper mixed in. If we can get a close-up of this on my smartphone. They're digging a lot of that out here, but I brought my flashlight just because it is going to be dark in there. Here's the entrance to the mine, which is about, 4.5 feet high here. We'll go inside. Okay, and it's a bit warmer in here. Like I say, it looks like they just use pick and shovels. A lot of hard work involved. And as long as you don't do any digging or take any specimens or anything, you're legal to be on an active claim. As a matter of fact, even if, because this is BLM land, you can actually camp on this claim, but you cannot pick up specimens, you can't do any digging, obviously, if it's an active claim. And they'd have to renew that claim every year. Otherwise, you could start up digging. If they don't renew, then you could start up digging right where they left off. So let's go back in a little bit more. Starting to get darker back here, and I'll show you the entrance there, which I don't know, is about 25 feet away at this point. Here's the sides, here's the ceiling, and obviously they're trying to find a gold producing vein. It might not be in the quartz here, it might just be in certain types of minerals. It might be very fine gold, what they call flour gold. Okay, I'm going to turn my flashlight on because I've never been back in here before. It's starting to get narrow. And I'm going to turn my flashlight on back in there. Okay, there's the end. So they went back in quite a bit. Here's all that white schist type material. It's very crumbly. And it looks like that whole chunk there fell down, so I'm not even going to walk back down in there, because this whole piece looks like it just came down off of the ceiling. So that would definitely do you in. Back another 30 feet, it looks like they gave up. Looks like some iron type material right there. That's usually a good sign. There's some more down there. But I think it got too dangerous. This has not been shored up. So I'm going to get out of here pronto, especially since I saw 1-ton stone just fall down. Not recently, I don't think, but all it would take is an earthquake and this whole thing would collapse, because they haven't shored it up with any beams or anything. But they were just digging through this really easy digging stuff. It wouldn't take much to break this stuff through, break through it even with a pick. And that's probably what they were doing here, a lot of work. But I think maybe they came back and saw that big chunk and decided they're not going to continue unless they shore this up. So anyway, I'm going to go out here and There's also a ghost town here called Tumco, about 5 miles, or maybe 3 or 4 miles from here. And it started up in the 1880s, and I think it went defunct around 1920, but there were hundreds of people living there, miners and everything, and they were processing the ore using cyanide. And anyway, a lot of people died, and there's a cemetery there, and I'm sure they died, a lot of them, just from the cyanide poisoning. And there's still 3 big holding tanks there, but the rest of the town has been dismantled by probably the locals over the last 120 years. So you won't see any of the homes anymore, or cabins and stuff at Tumco. So anyway, I thought you'd like to see this episode. This is all BLM. You're allowed to camp out here. Pick a place, you know. See, that road, that dirt road there is a BLM road, so you can be within 300 feet of that and still be okay. And way over there, you'll see in the background there where somebody else was digging right off the side of the mountainside there. They didn't dig a shaft. And then going back around this way. So anyway, that's an active claim. Like I say, the claim owners can't deny you to walk across or drive across an active claim, but they can deny you, obviously. It goes by federal regulation. So if you went in to an active claim and started digging, you're breaking federal law. So you'd be in big trouble if you ever got caught. So stay out of the active claims. The guys who own them have worked real hard to do, you know, the work they've done on them so far. But if they haven't renewed, you know, their permit, you can go online to the government site and see, you know, who owns the claim. And if they don't renew it each year, then, you know, you could step in their shoes, so to speak. But just goes to show you, some guys will get into some pretty dangerous situations, and they did in that mine there, because that whole top fell down, and that was a couple of tons of rock. And if they happened to be in there at the time or right underneath it, that would have been it, you know. Done deal. Okay, thought you'd be interested in this BLM camping area too. I'm a few miles from here. I like it more out in the open desert, way in the back there. It's flatter. You have some areas with trees and a lot of sagebrush. And then way at the horizon, it might not come out in this video, is the Imperial Sand Dunes recreation area. And you do need a permit to go out there, but you know, you can go out there with dune buggies and all that kind of stuff. And there's some of the largest sand dunes, if not the largest sand dunes in North America, I believe. And they have races out there, dune buggy races and four-wheel drive racing, but that's all by permit out there. You can't camp out there without a permit. So, okay, well, thought you'd like to see this episode. It's near Ogleby, and the main camping area is BLM lands. And this is Eric signing off.